Here are some do's and don'ts in Stardew Valley that I have learned over my 4 years of playing this game. Alrighty, let's get started. Don't use the Geode Crusher. As you play the game, you can quite easily amass a huge amount of geodes. You can process these geodes by paying 25 gold at Clint, or you can crack them open yourself using the Geode Crusher. Unfortunately, the Geode Crusher is really slow and it takes an entire piece of coal for each geode. It's just not worth it. Rather go to Clint to get them processed. However, the Geode Crusher has a unique glitch that makes it have a really good use. If you get something valuable from a geode like a prismatic shard or iridium ore, then you should use the Geode Crusher immediately after. Let me explain. The Geode Crusher will give you the lost item that was found in a geode that was cracked open by Clint. So head over to Clint, crack open a geode. If the contents of the geode are valuable, place the same type of geode in the Geode Crusher and it will produce the same item. To make this easier, leave a Geode Crusher in Clint the blacksmith's house for easy access. Enjoy your extra free loot. Don't craft staircases. Yeah, we all know how incredibly useful staircases are. A staircase will allow you to skip a floor in the mines and in the skull cavern, but each staircase costs 99 stone to craft. 99 stone is expensive, especially if you want tons of staircases. It's just not worth it. Don't worry, there's an easier way to get staircases. Do use crystallariums to duplicate as many jades as possible. Usually we would place diamonds in the crystallariums because they sell for good money, but duplicating jades is much better because on Sundays you can take your jades to the desert trader and trade them in for staircases. With just a couple crystallariums, you can amass a ton of staircases extremely easily. Jades might just be the best mineral in the game just because of these staircases. A bonus tip is that you can place staircases into deconstructors to turn them into stone. Each staircase will be deconstructed into 99 stone each, which is pretty great if you ask me. Don't ignore people's birthdays. There are so many villagers in Stardew Valley and it can take quite a while to become friends with them. Luckily for us, if we give someone a gift on their birthday, it will give us 8 times more friendship points. And if we give them an iridium loved gift, this will further increase the friendship gain. Giving gifts on people's birthdays is amazing. To make your life much easier, do buy a calendar from Robin's store. Yeah, you can buy a calendar from Robin's store for 2,000 gold. This thing is really useful, especially if you place it right next to your bed in your house. Then you can easily get out of your bed, check the calendar to see whose birthday it is, and make sure you give them a special treat. If you are far into the game, place a statue of Endless Fortune right next to the calendar to make this whole process even easier. Don't settle for single color Junimos. After you have completed the community center and helped the wizard get his magic ink, you will be able to build Junimo Huts. These things are pretty great. These huts will cause Junimos to come out during the day and harvest crops for you. By default, each Junimo will be a single color. You can change the color of your Junimos by placing a mineral in them, like rubies for red Junimos or emeralds for green Junimos. But that is just not good enough. Do place a prismatic shard in your Junimo hut so that they can change colors. Yes, you can place a prismatic shard in your Junimo hut to cause them to change colors. It is something small, but I think it's worth a prismatic shard. So if you have an extra prismatic shard just laying around, drop it into one of your Junimo huts. Don't settle for boring farm building colors and positions. All of your farm buildings have a pretty standard color scheme. These color schemes work great for a farm and there really isn't anything wrong with them. But what if you want something a little bit more unique? Or what if you want to move your greenhouse into a better position. Do change the color of your buildings and move the greenhouse wherever you want. At Robin's store, click on the paintbrush button. This will allow you to paint any farm building any color you want. This includes coops, barns, and even your farmhouse. And if you placed a building in a bad spot or want to move your greenhouse, you can. Click the move building button and move those buildings wherever you want. As a bonus tip, you can also move the shipping bin. I only found this out recently and it has opened my eyes to so many new possibilities. Don't pick the forester foraging profession. Sure, this profession will allow you to get more wood, and yeah, at level 10 foraging, you will get 2 really good options, like the lumberjack profession that gives old trees a chance to drop hardwood, and the tapper profession that makes selling syrup a little bit more lucrative. But these are just not as good as the alternatives. Do pick the gatherer profession at level 5 foraging, and then the botanist profession at level 10 foraging. These 2 professions in combination are actually overpowered. First, the gatherer profession will give you a chance to harvest 2 forageable items instead of 1. And yes, this works on truffles as well. And the botanist profession will result in every forageable that you pick up to be iridium quality. This has a couple huge benefits. First, you will make more money because iridium goods sell for more. And secondly, you will save a ton of inventory space. If every forageable is iridium quality, you won't need to split multiple slots of inventory space for multiple quality items of the same item. The botanist profession just works. Before we continue, let's make a quick deal. If you didn't know about this, then you have to hit subscribe. There is an entire section at the top of the annual Stardew Valley Fair. Over here, you can find a bunch of other villagers. And if you click on the scroll, you will get a free burger. I can't believe I never knew this existed until just a week ago. So did you know it? If you didn't, hit subscribe. And if you did, let me know in the comments below. Don't run out of grass on your farm. Now that you're investing in tons of pigs, you might see that buying hay from Marnie can get really expensive. And there never seems to be enough grass on your farm to turn into hay with your scythe. What are we going to do? Buy grass starters and place them on the last day of winter. There is this interesting glitch. If you place grass starters on a bunch of areas around your farm on the last day of winter, and when you sleep it becomes the first day of spring, each grass starter that you have placed will grow tremendously. A single piece of grass will turn into a huge grass field just ready to be turned into hay. This also works on the last day of other seasons, but it has the biggest impact on the last day of winter. Strange tip, but it does work. And those are some do's and don'ts in Stardew Valley. If you have some of your own, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video.